Alright, hello and welcome back. It is the Average Gamer Guy with a new episode of Feed the Beast. Last episode, we made a Steve's cart and then set it up to run. This episode, our Steve's cart is done. There it is. If you could see all of that, it does tell you, stick it there, it does tell you everything you have inside it. Always handy. And it's just always calls it a modular cart. Everything that comes out of there is called a modular cart. And then it just lists everything that's on it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set this guy down right there. And then when you enter him, here's your interface. The first thing I'm going to do is disable the engine so that when I fill it up with fuel, it does not immediately take off. I'm going to go ahead and set the light threshold down to 7, I guess. I think 7 will stop monsters from spawning. You'll notice there are 4 internal chest slots with 9. That's going to be important. That's how we progress and what we can fill up, so that's always good to see a lot of that. Oh, actually, I think what we want to do is that. Let's see, so this fills that up. I think. So let me fill this guy up and then I will be back. Alright, so we've got him filled up. Our engine is full of coal coke. Our torches are full of torches. The railer is full up on tracks and the bridge is full up on that. And the chunk loader is active chunk loading. So now all that's left is the height controller. And so this, sort of on the right-hand side here, the green is obviously the level it's at, and then yellow is the level it's currently at, green is the level you want it to go to, and then these vertical bars are the different kinds of ores you can find at this particular level. So right now it's showing us iron, and we've got some tin, and we've got some gold, and some emerald, and we want to get down to, now it mines 2 blocks taller than the level that it's on. So if 12 is the first really reliable diamond level, 10 is probably where we want to be. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to do 9 because it's going to mine out 9, 10, and 11, which means the ceiling of the tunnel will be 12 and the floor will be 8. So there's a chance for me to find diamond because the cart itself is mining, or when I run down the tunnel, it could be in the walls or the ceiling or the floor. So the highest diamond chance would be 9 or under, but 9 is good because the light level is also going to be good. If you get down too low, the light level is really terrible, and for whatever reason, I believe it's the lighting engine, just doesn't render light well, and you only see just a couple blocks in front of you, and it's pretty atrocious. So we're going to go with a 9 and see how that works. If you do something and you want it to change and it's already low, you can always go and disable the engine where it is and adjust the height up a couple and let it run again, and it will build a bridge up the next time, or it will angle itself up. So you can adjust it on the fly, you just have to edit it. Okay, so that is pretty good. I think we're ready to let it go. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put this on low priority. There's only one engine, so the priority is just the priority. We're just putting it on low so that if I should need to stop it in the future, it will be quick and easy for me to stop it. And there he goes. He's taken off. His liquid sensors are scanning for liquid, and of course he won't find any. The bridge builder is going ahead and, or not the bridge builder, but the railer is laying down the track, and he's going to just go and continue in that direction. I am somewhat concerned with monsters, him drilling into a cave and monsters finding their way all the way back up here, but there isn't a lot that you can do, because if you try and put walls up, he will dig through them. So one of the things I'm probably going to go ahead and do is, you can see where his edge is, so I'm just going to go ahead and do something like this maybe. Let's actually go ahead and get, did I put that glass back? For some reason, I thought I had a bunch of glass, and I'm not exactly certain what I did with it. There's 20, that'll do me. Throw some glass on there. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be good. And then let me get a door. Which of course I don't have. There we go. Now if monsters come up, I can deal with it, and I can still get in here and mine and do whatever I need to do. So there he goes. He's off doing his thing. I'm going to complete my mine factory stuff. We'll check in on him later and see sort of what's happened. You know, we can see here's a general thing at 12 diamonds, no emerald, down to my last emerald, a little more than a stack of sapphire, stack of ruby, a stack of green sapphire. You know, we got about a stack of most things. The zirconium, we got a lot of. You know, okay. So we'll see how he does. Might need to figure out something about with cobblestone, since we already have 30 and 48. You can only hold 64 stacks of 64. So we'll have to see the cobble situation with him going. But for now, I think we're going to go with Mine Factory Reloaded. And here we go. So, this is a sewage collector, and it sounds gross, and it does what it says. You put it in with animals, and it collects sewage. That's what it does. This recipe gives you 4. I'm going to get a couple of them because you can collect sewage and then turn the sewage into fertilizer. And I'm building this next to where I'm growing the plants, so I'll be able to convert the sewage into fertilizer and then use that into fertilizer to fertilize the plants to grow. So, pretty cool stuff. I think... $8 should be good. This is a chronotyper, and I actually need... You know what? I need more than... Well, that's all I can get for now, is 2. So I guess we're going to have a smaller operation than I wanted, because I'm out of emeralds. A chronotyper lets you... I should take these out of the things. There we go. And I also need these breeders. So the way this works is, let me go here. This is a grinder. So let me go ahead and take the grinder. So the way this works is your breeder is set up in a pen, and it will automatically breed 2 animals together. And then the chronotyper lets you say, target babies or adults, and it will move them from one pen to another. So it will move it from the front of the block to the back of the block. So for instance, you say in the first pen, you set it to babies, and it will pull all of the babies out of the first pen and eject them into a pen behind it. A pen just being an area fenced in with fences. Then you have a second chronotyper that is set up to eject adults from the middle pen to the final pen, so that once the babies grow up, they are then ejected into the final pen, where you have a grinder that kills anything in front of it, and it then ejects all of the drops, and it ejects something called mob essence, which is like liquid experience, essentially. You can also use it to produce as a mob spawner, sort of, if you use some of the other devices in Mine Factory, and called the sparring net. You can capture a mob. But we're not building that. I think we got most of that. So I've got some zirconium tanks out there, just like this one, except sized differently, obviously, because they're modular. So let me sleep real quick, and I'll run you over there, and I'll be back when we are there. Alright, so I have been preparing an area to use all this stuff in. And I came back because it's night and I needed to get some more supplies. And I decided, hey, I'm going to go check on my mine cart and see how that thing is doing. And I've got some news. It's done something weird. What I didn't realize was when I put the block here, every other time I've used these, it has come up here, and then when it refilled, it turned around and went right back down. This time, it said, well, there's a block in front of me, so I guess I'm going to mine it and go this way. Luckily, I caught it right here, so it hasn't really gone too far. So I'm going to have to fix that. Weird stuff. And I've sort of thought, like, well, you know, is it really that bad of a deal if it, like, goes down that way and mines until it can't, then it comes back up and drops off and goes down that way and mines until it can't? I mean, it might not be, so I think that might be kind of interesting and cool, and I'll just move this thing so it's a little more accessible, and I'll just wall in around there so that no monsters can come up here. And then I decided to check this, and I said, it's not really dropping off its stuff. What is going on? I mean, it dropped it off, but it's not really anything. Also, in case you just needed to, it's also dropping a lot of torches. That's why I set it to low for the engine, so that should something like that happen, I can easily stop it right away. And you can see there's a fair bit of material in the walls and whatnot, so it's always good to know that, be able to get that stuff. The problem is, I put a filter here. And that's okay, but a filter doesn't auto-eject, so what I really need to put there is probably like a relay, I think. So, I'll probably be changing that to another item. So that's what I'll be doing real quick, and I'll be back when I've done it. Alright, so, mission accomplished. I'm going to let it go back and forth, because it does run into some issues if it runs into, like, for instance, if I remove any part of this wall, lava is behind it. So this will let me sort of, it gives it two ways to go, so it doesn't just stop, and it lets me go down and fix the problem to let it continue. Now, are we low on any of this stuff? We're doing alright. This side is now clear. I did go ahead, I just put a filter under here with a timer to pull that stuff out. And then I just need to block this off. You know, I actually should, well, I should put glass in there, but for now I won't. If I find that it's a big nuisance in the future, I will, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, now, what were we doing before I discovered that there was a problem? Let's see, I still only have, I really want some more emeralds, because I'd like to start to make some power armor, because I'm getting annoyed, I guess is a good word, with, just sort of running around on your own. It's slow and problematic, and I haven't done anything with Thaumcraft yet, so I can't get the Thaumaturgist's shoes to run around faster and jump higher and all that. And power armor is probably a good step to go to. That's modular powered armor, not like a nano suit or something. Which also would not be a terrible idea, but power armor is a little more, I think power armor is a little more resource friendly. I mean, let's see. What do nano suit boots cost? Some carbon plates and an energy crystal. Those are some carbon plates and energy. So, I mean, this is like some diamonds. And then you have to upgrade that to a quantum suit. Yeah, and that's a Lapatron crystal and some iridium. that's right, Greg Tech, Iridium. Do not have very much Iridium. I think I have one, and because I accidentally mined it, and then I found another one because if you Iridium is really, really rare. I think there's one per chunk, and if you mine it, you get the Iridium. But if you silk touch it and then run it through the a pulverizer or something, that's when you can get several. So okay, over here you can see what I've sort of got going. I've got these sewage collectors here because this is where a bulk of animals are going to be. And we're going to have a breeder set up here to breed these adults and create the babies. And a chronotyper here is going to separate any babies that appear here. It will suck them into this pen where they will wait to grow up. And then a second chronotyper here will suck them into this pen. And we'll have a similar thing going this way, except probably not with cow. That'll be cows over, oops. This will be cows over here, and this way will probably be, I don't know, maybe pigs or something. Or it might just be nothing for now, I'm not sure. And then this will be the grinder that will kill them, spit out the items behind, and then pump down mob essence over to this Zycraft tank, which I will then also pump out of to a auto enchanter that will let me use that essence to enchant things. And then this is my sewage intake line here, and we will be outputting that around this way. We'll be outputting that directly over. Behind this wall is a little tunnel I made over to my farming area so that I can somewhere over here, well, maybe over there, make a sewage boiler and go ahead and create some fertilizer that I can then pipe over to where this cobble is behind it in this row and fertilize this stuff, and that'll make that produce quite a bit faster. Our sludge boiler is getting there. You can see that these don't generate a ton of sludge. I do have a chunk loader over here now. I didn't for a while, but so I'm going to continue to work on this little area because it's got to have power and all of that stuff routed to the machines that are going to be located there. These do not need power, but the machines that will be chronotyping and breeding and killing will need power. So I'm going to need some redstone conduit to come from somewhere and get here somehow. I'm thinking about attaching it over to the farm place. I'm not absolutely certain. If I do that, that's probably what I'll do, and I will probably need to upgrade that to a energy tesseract, but we'll see. So I'm going to do some more work on this, and I will be back when I've got some more stuff to show you. Alright, so here we are, and we've got one of the machines that I need to make. So some plastic sheets, some books, a factory machine block, and a couple diamonds gets us an auto enchanter. Auto enchanter, very cool, very cool. What the auto enchanter does is as the farm is killing things, instead of the animals dropping experience, it drops liquid called mob essence. Where did that Enderman go? I'm not sure I'm going to be able to kill him. So it drops this stuff called mob essence. And there are a couple things you can do with that. The thing that I am not going to do with it currently is there is a machine that, well, let me start over. There is a device that the mod has that is called a safari net, and you can make it and then go and capture a monster with it. And then it puts it in a little ball, sort of like Pokemon, I guess. And then you can take that little ball and shove it into the spawner, and it will use up mob essence and spawn that. And it'll spawn either an exact copy or just something similar. So, like, for instance, if you shoved a gray sheep and you wanted it to spawn the exact same thing, it would only spawn gray sheep. But if you just wanted it to spawn things like it, it would just spawn sheep of whatever color naturally would randomly spawn. So that's kind of cool, and it's an interesting thing for a spawner, but the Soul Shards mod is probably better. And that mob essence can also be used in an auto enchanter, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my auto, and you can see I've reworked this little area. So this side, things are going well, and it's progressing. This is, it's being used somewhat quickly, but not so quickly that I have to be concerned. I've got cows over here. It took me a while to go and get a bunch of cows, but I did. And unfortunately, every time you read them, it gives you experience, and I don't have a way to collect this experience, really, but that's okay, it's not that much. And then, when I collected about 3 or 4, and then I just sort of let this breeder breed them and not move them. But, you throw wheat in there, and every time it gets down, it checks, and if anything can breed, it uses wheat and breeds them. And then, as they make babies, here are the babies. And when they grow up, this thing, there's that chronotyper there that moved the babies over. And then this will move them over to here, and then this will kill them, and anything will pop out of here, and any mob essence will be drained down here to my tank. So that is, I've run through it a couple times about how it works, but there's sort of the visual of the most basic little tiered setup. And I'm hoping, yeah, you can see this is starting to fill up with sewage. It's not a super, super, super fast rate, but it's going. And what I need to do now is I'm going to take this auto enchanter and put it right here. So here is a power line, because it does need power, and this is the line from this mob essence tank, which has nothing in it yet, but that's what it will be as soon as there is some. So I'm going to put that there. I don't really want a rancher. And you can see there are various things you can do. I can't yet because it doesn't have anything. But if it did, then I could. So that's where that's going to go, and it'll sort of just have to sit there for a while. Now, what I need to do is... Okay, sewage is definitely being pumped out. That's good. Now I need to figure out a way to get... Sometimes it can be a little wonky to get back to where you're trying to get to. Here we go. I'm trying to figure out if all of my pipes all seem to be working. It doesn't seem like there's an area where the sewage is sort of just getting trapped and built up. So these are all wooden pipes, and then there's a cobble there and a cobble there, waterproof, obviously. The rest are all waterproof iron, and so you had to, if you look at this iron pipe, for instance, there's this little black outline right there on my cursor. And then these sides don't have it, otherwise they look the same, which I think is a poor choice of texture, but that's what they did. And I don't draw, so they get to do what they want. So that shows the way iron pipes work is this side and this side accept liquid, and it can only exit through this side. So I can use that to route it, because otherwise, if I just threw cobble down here, this stuff would all connect to each other, and it would go all different ways, not right out the way I want it to go. So, yes, okay, I was just checking to make sure. I was pretty sure I had these all set up and correct the way I needed them to be to work, but it's always good to check. So, alright, this system is up and running, and it's fairly self-sufficient. I have taken my my chunk loader, and I've made sure those chunks are loaded so that this will continue. These take, I think, is it 20 minutes or something? There's actually a veterinary station you can put here. The only problem is if you put the vet station there, I can show you. So it's not hard to make, but you do have to have these syringes. So to make a syringe, it's like a one-use thing. I think it's one use. And actually, let me go ahead and show you this. Okay, so remember, shift-clicking on that will show all the things from that mod. So there's a couple different syringes. There's an empty one, a healing, and a growth hormone. And you would need the growth hormone syringe, and that takes a golden carrot. and an empty syringe to make a growth hormone syringe. And you would put that in the veterinary station, and that would make one cow instantly grow up. Well, that's pretty extreme, so, you know, we didn't really want to do that. And I might have made too many cows. I don't know. I'll have to see. But you would have to make that growth hormone syringe, and then it would use one and grow one cow. And it seems like the golden carrot is a lot to grow one cow. So, I've chosen not to do that. Yeah, this might be a little extreme here. I don't know. There's a lot of babies in there. But I'll let it run, and, you know, it's encased in stone here to protect from monsters, so if it does get a little out of hand and I get an overflow of cows everywhere, then I can handle that. Alright, so that's just going to run, and I'm going to go and check out my cart. My cart's been mining and mining and mining now, so I'm going to check it out and see what's happened. I expect to just see some stuff, so I'll be back after I've done that. Okay, so out and exploring the world, I ended up finding a village way over there where I could trade for some emeralds. So I got some emeralds, and then I found this, and I wanted to show you guys, haha, a portal gun. There was also a logic matrix programmer, which I have no idea what there is. I actually have a couple of those now. I have no idea what they are. Some knowledge fragments, a sharpness 2 book, but the portal gun, super awesome. Very excited. It's definitely worth it. When you encounter these things, there is a wisp spawner in them, so they can be kind of dangerous, and there actually was a wisp still over there. There he is. He's out there, so he's not bothering me now. But you can, this is obsidian, so, I mean, you know, if you take the drill, you sort of kill the wisp, and then, if you're lucky, you can drill through it quick enough, and right there is where the wisp spawner sits, right underneath this block. So if you just break that, the wisps will stop spawning. Or you could just try and loot the chest and run away. Usually I just loot the chest and run away. This time I decided to go ahead and just break it so I could show you guys the portal gun in the chest. But that's super awesome. It kind of is not as cool as it could be because the portal gun becomes much cooler when you can create a portal spawner and then put that in a chunk loaded place so that you could just always get back to your base. Like if I had that and I had like the orange portal just locked open in my base, then I could shoot the blue portal, jump in and go to my base. But I don't. So it works just like Portal the game, right? I jumped in there and I came out here. You know, if I shoot a portal down there. Oh, well, yeah, you have to shoot it so that you can actually come out of it. No. There. Now down here, instead of up there. So, you know, it's pretty neat. It's pretty nifty. Well, the world's got the gen. Alright, anyway, so I'll be back when I get back to my base. Okay, now I've got some extra emeralds. I've adjusted some settings on my Steve's card stuff, so maybe that'll sort of sort itself out. We'll see. But we get to make the thing that I wanted the emeralds for. You know what? I made this energy crystal. I have no idea why I made it. Huh. I also went ahead and threw the orange portal over here. Since this area is chunk loaded, I wonder if it'll just stay there and then I can throw the blue one up and walk through it whenever. No, not. I think that's a one-way trip because then the blue area that's not chunk loaded wouldn't be loaded anymore, so I wouldn't be able to go back through, but at least I could get back to my base, I think. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, an emerald, some lapis, and some iron gets us a power armor tinker table. Power armor tinker table. So we're going to take that, and we're going to find somewhere in my base to put it that's going to be interesting. Go over here in this corner, I suppose. That might be kind of neat. And it's a fancy looking, cool little block. And if you click in it, it says no module Powersuits items in inventory because we don't have any. That's why it says that, because there aren't any. Alright, so what that means is that we need to make some power armor. So let's see. There's the armor slots and a tool, which tool is in your handheld thing and lets you do stuff. Always fun. Let's make some boots. So the power armor feet are a couple of like you have two things, right? I don't know why you would make this one. It makes the same boots, and it's so much more expensive. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do some wiring, and that is simply redstone and 2 gold nuggets. And we have some gold nuggets over here. Not gold. So, some gold nuggets. Let's grab some redstone. Let's use, not that, let's use this. And we throw a redstone, and we throw in 2 gold nuggets, and we'll get 16 wire. Then we just need to find this, and a couple wire, a couple iron, power armor feet. And let's go ahead and so we can get legs. Legs are, alright, iron, and some wire, power armor legs, and the torso is, alright, some of this, and that. Power armor torso. What did I inadvertently make there? That was kind of neat. Is it that? A fan. Huh. Never seen that before. Alright. And we need the helmet. Okay. There. And because we're going ahead and doing all this, let's just go ahead and make the tool. That's going to be that. That. Oh. That. Power armor tool. Cool. Now, we get to come over here and say, well, what do we actually want to do? Like, if we put these on, we could put them on, but they don't do anything yet. Like, you know, if I put the feet on, all it does is decrease my armor. It doesn't really do much. Like, if I replace all of this stuff, I mean, it looked kind of cool, but you notice I have no armor now. So, you know, maybe not the best thing. But if we come in here, I wonder what that E means. I don't know. But if we come in here, you can see now all the things, oh, it's equipped. All the things that we have are shown in this blue bar. And if we say, like, hey, the tool, and click on it, you get, you know, this awesome little selection thing. I really like the screen. It's pretty slick. And you can see all the different things that you can put into it. So, look, we can have a melee assist. We can have a plasma cannon, a multimeter to read electricity. It can act as a shovel or a pickaxe or an axe. Blink drive. Expand your crafting grid. You can mine obsidian. That way you can't just like grab the pickaxe thing and then just mine it because this takes diamond. So it maintains the resource requirements for regular Minecraft, which is cool. Aqua affinity, so you can mine underwater. All of these things that it does take energy, so you need an energy storage device. And then there's, of course, cosmetic. You can color it and change things and all that kind of stuff. So, we have some things. And there are different... so the armor gives it armor, obviously, and there is weight. And if you go over 25 grams, 25 kilograms, I don't remember which one it says grams here, so I guess 25 grams. If you go over, you slow down. So that's bad. So the higher quality armor you have, the better it is, but the more energy it uses to do stuff. So, you know, sort of a trade-off there, and that's true for all of those. And then they have little, like, abilities. So, for instance, there's shock absorbers. So, sort of like long fall boots, but not quite. And then there's jet boots, which are awesome. So they're not like a jet pack where you can float around, but they let you jump straight up really high, which combines really well with this glider that lets you so you can jump up straight and then sort of fly around, float down-ish. The parachute, a jet pack. Let's see, what else do we have here? That's kind of cool. Some movement things. And then with the helmet, you've got some night vision and some flight things, and you know, it gets some thaumatic stuff added in. Oh, yeah, you can. It'll feed you automatically, and it'll let you breathe underwater to some extent. So these all, when you click on these, like, let's say, hey, I would really like to have these jet boots, but to do that, it's going to need a couple of ion thrusters, or I want an advanced battery. Well, that's going to take a medium voltage capacitor. So what you do, those are little items you need to make. So an ion thruster. There's the recipe for an ion thruster. Some solenoids, which are just wired and iron. Some glowstone, some iron, but then a force field emitter, which is, some more solenoids and 4 ender pearls. So not as recipes that are prohibitively expensive, but also not super easy stuff that you can just craft up whenever. I could have done this a little bit ago, but it would have been a bit of a struggle probably assembling all of the different things. So, I'm going to spend some time making some of that, and then I'll come back and show you the different materials that we've got. So I will be back in a second when we're ready to get some power armor going. Alright, the last thing we're going to do here before we wrap up is there's a Lapotron crystal. Edge crystal was the diamond surrounded by redstone, and then just a couple circuits and some lapis gives me a Lapotron crystal. We're a little over time, but I'm going to try and make this fairly quick. We're going to be making a mass fab next episode, but I wanted to show the Lapotron crystal real quick before I assemble the rest of the materials. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. The Tinkers, or the power armor stuff is going to be next episode because we're a little long. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. So this is the Average Gamer Guy. Have a good day.